Good morning, Mr. Krishna and friends. Today we will presentation about Fracture Fairy Tale of Brave. Before that, let us introduce ourselves. Start from me. My name is Nima Desandra Febrianti. My number is 32.
My name is Nika Recista Laura Manikan. My absent number is 28.
My name is Ida Ayu Agung Cempaka Sireningrat. My absent number is 23.
My name is Igusti Agung Ayu Putri Pratnyakara Bintang. My absent number is 7.
Original story of Brave. King Felix and Queen Eleanor ruled the kingdom of Dunburg in Scotland. They had a triple sons and one daughters, the beautiful Princess of Merida. All 4 children were a misfits. Queen Eleanor tried to teach Merida how to behave like a perfect princess. But Merida liked to slip away from the place to practice with her bow and arrow. She was a skilled archer. One night, the queen announced that 3 queens were coming to visit. Each was a present of suitors to compete for Merida is had a marriage. Merida was horrified. I wanna go through with it, she should. To Merida is dismay. The suitors arrived as planned. Merida sat waiting on her throne for the archery contest to begin. She could handle a bow and arrow far better than the suitor could. Once the suitors had taken their swords, Merida marched into the fight. The queens yelled for her to stop, but Merida didn't listen. She faced around and hit each target the center. She had won. No, she was has to marry anyone. Queen Eleanor was fierce at Merida for a riding contest. She warned that things needed to be set right. Marriage is the one you want, Merida shouldn't. Then she seals the tapestry that divided her family and ran away. Merida fled deep the woods, where a mysterious blue-winged whips led her to context. Inside, she found a witch. Merida begged her to change her mother. The witch gave Merida a spell cake. Back at the castle, Merida presented the cake to the mothers. She watched closely as Eleanor took a bite. At first, nothing happened, but then Eleanor began to feel sick.
Merida helped Eleanor into bed. The next thing, Merida knew how fiery smoke was rising from the seat. The witch cake had turned Eleanor into a bear. Worried, her mother was in danger. Merida sneaking her out of the castle. Merida and Eleanor Bear first went to the witch cottage and only found a message. Fate be a change. Look inside, met 2 bones turned by Frank. Merida would need time to figure out its meaning, but for now, she needed to teach her mother to fish. Merida realized that to mend that the bone and break to spill, she must repair and tapestry she has turned. After sneaking into the castle, Merida and her mother were discovered by King Fergus. The king drew his sword. It's not. What do you think? Merida cried. The king would not listen. He fell at the bear, who sat back, knocking him to the ground. The nose drive the visiting lord and their sons. Different, Eleanor Burr raised from the castle. Merida grounded and neatly, and the thread and tapestry the jump off on her horse. She took her little brothers too. They had eaten the steel cake and turned into their crowns. Merida said as they all raced to save their mother. When Merida arrived, she wrapped the knitted tapestry over her mother. I want you back, Mom, Merida cried. I love you. King Fergus was so to release the bear was his beloved wife. Merida felt a hand brushed her hair. The spell had been broken. Eleanor was human again. The trappers were no longer there. The queen smiled at Merida from the on. Merida could be a princess and be herself.
Fracture Fairy Tale of Brave. Once upon a foggy time in the highland of Darnbrook in Scotland, in a kingdom where the grass was greener than a jealous frog, and the coast started into the distance like deep philosophers, there ruled King Fergus and Queen Eleanor. They had 4 children, 3 identical triplets who caused identical chaos, and 1 fairy-haired daughter named Merida. Merida was not your average deceiving, pinky lifting, and sit still and smile kind of princess. No. She was the suit and arrow while riding a horse backwards type. Her hair had more volume than a royal trumpet, and her spirit was wilder than a squirrel after 10 cups of coffee. Queen Eleanor, on the other hand, believed in elegance, posture, and marrying of your daughter before the age of I have my own opinions. So, one evening, with all the grace of napkin folding master, she announced, 3 clouds will arrive, and their finished son shall compete for your hand in marriage. Merida, unsurprisingly, was horrified. Marriage? No, thank you. I'd rather wrestle a haggis, which, to be fair, she probably had. Soon enough, the suitor arrived. One moment like he saw a baby, once quite like the sun had buried him, and one looked as if thinking was the greatest enemy. Then came the archery contest. Merida watched as the suitor missed targets, dignity, and occasionally the ground itself. When it was over, Merida strode onto the field. I'll be shooting for my own hand, she declared dramatically, and then in every blue eyes like it owed her money. Queen Eleanor was furious with capital F. The mother-daughter argument that followed with Merida shouting, "This is your dream, not mine," and slicing the family tapestry straight through the earth with more flair than a soap opera sword fight. Merida fled to the forest, where spooky blue lips, which totally weren't spacious at all. led her to a cruel little cottage belonging to a wood carving witch with a side business in life-changing pastries. Merida begged for a spell to change her mother. The witch, with multitasking between carving squirrels and stirring with cauldron, handed Merida a cake. With her teeth, she clad it changed your path. Back at the castle, Merida offered the suspiciously exquisite cake to her mother. Well, because this is fairy tale, ate it without asking any question. And poof, Queen Eleanor turned into a bear. Elegant, madly confused, highly fluffy bear.
Panicking, as one does when tired royal parents become large forest animals, Merida sneaked Bear Mom out the castle. They ran off into the woods hoping to revise the spell. But surprise, the witch was on vacation, probably somewhere sunny. All they left behind a spooky wooden voicemail that said, "Man the bone torn by pride before the second sunrise." What's a second sunrise? Magic doesn't come with a manual. So Merida and Bear Mom went camping. Eleanor, now fully Bear mode, started developing a taste for salmon and accidentally set off Squirrel House. Meanwhile, Merida slowly realized that maybe, just maybe, she didn't understand her mother as well as the crowd. Just when things were getting cozy in the wilderness, bang! Enter Mordo, a monster bear with break issues and tragic backstory. He charged like he was auditioning for Scarlet's Bear 101. In the chaos, Merida tried to protect her mother, but Bear Eleanor leaped in to save her daughter. With one mighty bear flap, she shouted the cornerstone that had more spirit, releasing him from his inner beast and into the wind like a overdramatic ghost. With time running out, Melina galloped back to the castle, Raspberry in tow, brothers in bear form, and Third in hand. Did I mention the triple's hand also eaten the cake and turned it into adorable bear cub? Because, of course, that they did. She sweat, she cried, she poked her finger more times than a Percussion handshake. But at last, the stepchild was mended with love, if not standing lines. She wrapped it around her bear mother, whispering, "I love you, Mom. Please come back." Then Sparkle fingers turned to for the back two fingers. The spell was broken. Eleanor was human again, the triples too, and the king very nearly fainted. From that day on, this changed. Merida was free to live her own story, not someone else. Queen Eleanor learned to let go a little, and Merida learned that sometimes listening is brave as fighting. And they all live happily ever after. Talk actually with fur still stuck in the castle rocks.
Element the original story. The first one is Carl. First, Princess Merida, a red-haired princess skilled in archery who reject traditional expectation. Princess Merida as protagonist. The second is Queen Eleanor, Merida's elegant mother who follows royal protocol and tradition. Queen Eleanor as antagonist. Third is King Paris, Merida's father and has a deep hatred of bears especially the one that took his life. King Fergus as supporting character. Fourth is the witch, a quirky old woman who gave Merida a spell in the form of a king. The witch as supporting character.
5 is Mordu, a car prince chosen for some beer, symbolizing the consequence of pride. Is Mordu as a supporting character. 6. The Three Clans Princess. Merida is Unfit sisters, each more ridiculous than the last. The Three Clans Princess as supporting characters. The setting, the castle of Dunbush, and Cat Forest, the Highlands and wilderness, and a mysterious witch is context.
The fourth, orientation. In the kingdom of Dirtford, Princess Merida of Miss Period exerted struggle against her mother Queen Eleanor to royal expectation. When marriage is arranged for her, Merida refused setting the stage for a magical and emotional adventure. Complication. Merida refused an arranged marriage and defied her mother, causing a rift between them. In the desperation, she used a spell to change her mother's mind, but it accidentally turns Queen Eleanor into a bear. Now, Merida must undo the curse before it becomes permanent, all while hiding her mother, escaping danger and mending their broken bond.
3. Revelation. Merida realized that to break the spell, she must prepare the tapestry she stored in danger. With the help of her brothers, who have turned into bear cubs, she wished to restore the family bond. After a confrontation with King Fergus, who mistook the bear for an enemy, Merida successfully makes the tapestry and expresses her love for her mother. The spell is broken. Queen Eleanor returns to human form and the tales revert to their original selves. Merida learned to embrace an identity as both a princess and an independent individual, and the family bond is stronger than ever. Point of view: third person with humor and whimsical tone. Theme: female empowerment, mother-daughter relationship, courage, and personal growth.
Okay, that's all our presentation about Fracture Fairy Tale of Brave. See you and goodbye!